Texas A&M wide receiver CK Concepcion is without a doubt the most explosive player in this draft, but not to sound like a hater, he's only going to be drafted by the Giants if they lose Wan'Dale Robinson in free agency. 5'11", $190, coming off of a 61 catch, 919 yard, 9 touchdown season. I mean, this kid's career numbers are absolutely bonkers. A $185 career catches, a little over 2,200 receiving yards, and 25 touchdowns. But you also have to add the 431 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns, as well as the 2 career punt return TDs at NC State and within his Aggies collegiate career. This kid is absolutely special, and I think that he'd eat in new offensive coordinators Matt Nagy's offense because that's all about route spacing, receivers being able to read coverages on the run to make quick decisions, and of course, this kid's going to get absolutely nasty with the yards after the catch. Concepcion checks all of those boxes. So here's a couple plays to show you guys how he'd add value to the offense, replace Wan'Dale Robinson if they lose him, and possibly feast in his rookie year in this Blue Rush draft profile. All right, CK Concepcion, you are on the clock. You can see him lined up down here at the bottom of the screen, and that just kind of shows you that he can move around and play in different spots. He's got position versatility, as we like to call it. So let's run through the play, the big play, in a big moment of a football game, and we can kind of highlight what this kid could bring to the Giants. You see it off the RPO action, makes a guy miss, and then look at the wheels. Let's break this thing down. Again, his yards after the catch, you watch the tape, this kid is deadly when he gets the rock in his hands. You can see it off the RPO game. And, you know, Matt Nagy is going to bring that RPO game or that concept from Kansas City here to New York or New Jersey. See him lined up here on the outside. He is the Z in this situation. Again, he plays the slot, line him up at X, play the Z. Plays all over the place. So you've got the under route here. You can't really see the route. Here he is here breaking in. You've got this space here. If you got a solid run game, then when you run that RPO and you show that run fake, it's going to have these linebackers step up, and that creates that void right there in the middle of the field, and you need a receiver that can catch and run. He is going to make guys miss and force missed tackles because, one, I think he's a lot stronger than just that 5'11", 190 frame. But he's so quick. He's going to make guys miss because they're going to have bad tackle leverage. You see him here put his foot in the ground, and then he just runs away from the haters. Next, we're going to move, again, we're talking position versatility. We're talking about being able to find open spaces in zone, identifying coverages, identifying leverages of defensive backs. This is something that both NC State and Texas A&M used when it came to this kid, and that means putting him in the motion as a Z receiver. You see it here. We'll show you him in the slot as well, but he can play all over. So expect him to motion over. Now what this does, let's watch the play. Go climb the ladder, young man, and make a big play. You see that? All right, my bad. I get a little eager sometimes when it comes to wanting to just go ahead and go straight into the breakdown. So again, motion him over. No one's coming with him, right? No one's chasing. So what does that mean? It's zone. He's now identifying how he's going to run this route. You've got the go route here that's somewhat of a clear out. You've got the seam right here that's a clear out type seam. They're trying to clear this spot, this area for CK Concepcion. This is where the ball this is where you're going to go with the ball on this play, whether it's zone or it's man. Squares up. You've got the blitz here. It's picked up. We're not worried about that. This is how I know that he's identified this as zone and not man-to-man. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt that when he came off the football, you kind of, through your peripherals, if you're a good wide receiver with vision, you can kind of see how this corner is playing. because you're reading through this curl flat defender to this corner. That's like your left eye. Your left eye is doing that. Now your right eye is kind of looking up, heading up, looking at this drop safety right here and what it is that he's trying to do. Again, you've identified it in your first 5 to 6 yards. All right, this is zone. I know where I need to be. So now that he sees this hook curl defender gaining depth, because there's no work here. He's not going to jump that. There's no work right there. KC Concepcion does a good job or letting this kind of clear out, allowing him kind of being the last man off the line of scrimmage and slightly trailing these guys to clear that zone out. That lets me know that he understands when he's running the route. He understands that lets me know he collects data with his eyes, with the vision, and he understands the timing of these routes to kind of let that guy clear out just a little bit. I mean, ideally you want him to clear out a little bit more, but instead of chasing this guy and going in front, you wrap around this hook to curl defender. And now you understand that this clear out route leaves you with all of this space to the sideline. You would want a better throw. You would want it a little bit more towards the sideline that he can come out running. I believe this quarterback's getting hit right here, so he throws it up there. And the knock on this kid is, he's 5'10". He's not 6 foot. He's a little wide receiver. Ain't too many guys that's going up there climbing the ladder for a football like that. Now, I've said his knock, I believe, his knock is he lets the ball get to his body a little bit too much. But on this play right here, he went up there and showed that he's got some catch radius of his own. He plays a lot bigger than what that 5'10", for his 5'10", 190 frame is. So great job allowing the clear out routes to clear out that space, identifying who that defender was that you were going to beat, and then climbing the ladder to go up and make a big boy play. See it here on the zone. I won't spend too much time here. See, the quarterback is getting hit, but let's just watch the catch. He doesn't go up and get that, or if he doesn't high point this ball, this is an interception at a big time of a football game. If he doesn't stretch his arms out and he's late with his arms, that's a tip ball, and that's usually going to be picked and go the other way for a pick six. So great job of him high pointing it, turning his body away from the contact. He knows he's going to get hit here. Turns away from that corner, to protect the football. All right, next play. Again, lining him up on the outside. Same game. A play needs to be made. This shows that he can run routes from the outside as well. This kid can do a little bit of everything, and he does a little bit of everything very well. So let's watch. Let's break it down. Yeah. Got him with the stutter, got him with the out and up. And he goes and he attacks the football. Absolutely love it. I like it. I mean, you watch the tape on this kid, man. There's not much that he doesn't do, man. Like he has a lot. He puts a lot of his skill set on tape, and this has been a fun breakdown so far. All right, running the route from the outside. Sell it. He probably runs these speed outs. This is probably, I forget what he had, 80 something catches this year, I believe. 60 some catches. Boom. Gives him something, catches him in dead man's land. You got your eyes to the receiver. You want to try and be a hero. I'm not going to give you too much. I'm going to just give you enough to make you think what you see is right. Sorry, stupid. Got you. I'm not calling you stupid, bro. I don't even know you, but I'm just saying that's how we talk to DBs. All right. Now, here's what I like. He actually is going up for the football. He's going up to try and make a play on this football. My only thing is I want him to reach both arms out. I'm being nitpicky, but at the end of the day, you win. He wins. He wins on the route. He wins on the finish. Big play right here. So let's watch here on the tight. Won't focus too much on what's going on in here. Again, off the play action. You know where this ball is going. He knows exactly who this is going. And this is what I mean by wanting him to high point this a little bit more. He high points this. He stretches this out a little bit more. And again, I'm being nitpicky here. Stretches his arms out a little bit more here. That reduces the time from pluck and tuck. Sometimes football is a game of inches, as you guys know. It's a game of milliseconds milliseconds from time to time. And that millisecond or two of pluck and tuck could help when it comes to this safety coming over here and trying to dislodge that football. Safety overruns the ball, so that helps him tremendously. But this kid shows some mettle here, man. This kid shows some kahunas going up for this football, knowing that you could be hit or there could be some sort of violent collision. Plucks it enough. Again, hold on, let me rewind that just a little bit. Again, I would like to see it extended here. Catch, pluck, put it away, but he did pluck, he did tuck. Again, I'm being nitpicky here, but a kid with this type of juice, a kid with this type of moxie, with the way he plays, you want to see him come down with every single football, and catching the football away from his body consistently, I think is going to add another dynamic or another element to his game when he reaches the NFL. But big play against some big time competition here. All right, you can't really see what's going on down here because of all this, but I just wanted to show you guys the catch and run. The catch we're going to talk about, but look at this. Look at the muscle. Get in there, you angry little hamster. We don't even have to rewatch. We don't have to even watch the route. Don't worry about the route. But this is what I mean about body catching. A lot of the times when guys let that ball get on their body, especially when there's people around, there's color around, as we'll call that, your mind, that'll take you off. That'll take your mind. That little split second that you, one, allow the body to come into your body, two, allow your eyes to see color. Usually that ball comes off of the body at that point. How many times have we seen receivers drop this ball because they're allowing it to come into, they're being a body catcher. They're catching it with their body. Again, when I talk about him him catching the ball out, extending his arms and catching it out, it just makes it a lot cleaner for him when it comes to yak. It helps his separation. But right here, he played above the X's and O's. He played above his competition. When he gets to the NFL, though, he's going to need that little extra step that little extra step or two, that extra separation, catching the ball away from his body for a little wiggle room for yak. But again, played above the X's and O's here. Played above, a bad technique, and just put monsterism on tape. Look at my guy Theo right here. He's from Sweden. This tight end's from Sweden. I've worked with him before. And look at that. That's big play right there, man. That's taking two guys, putting the offense and two other grown young men on his back to get into the end zone. This kid's special, man. This kid is going to be special. Let's watch it here real quick. Again, I've kind of made my points already. I want that. I want those arms extended. But you can't teach this. You can't teach this fight, y'all. All right, last play here. Let's watch it. Down the field. Hey, good throw by that quarterback there. Look, they making plays from wherever he wants. Line me up wherever you want, coach. Line me up wherever you want. He's on the top of the screen here. And we'll pause it here. Quarterback kind of gets hit. Like the way he's tracking the football, still running, not allowing him looking back for the football, not allowing him to slow down. And just, look at the concentration here. This is what I want to see from him on a consistent basis in the NFL, especially if he gets drafted and plays for the Giants. The concentration catches. Be better at the concentration catches. He is locked in on this thing. There's no one coming down with this football but him. Knows he's going to get hit. Loves the way he still extends his arms there. Look, still extends his arms to go grab that football, and he's going to get hit. I showed this because I wanted to show you how tough this kid is. Everybody's going to try and knock him. 5'10", 190. Some of these dudes, like Wan'Dale Robinson, 5'8", 5'9". The kid gets hit, hops right back up. That stuff like that gets respect from your teammates right there. That's a reason why why people want to bring you in. This is culture type football right here, especially on an offense. Big play, boy. Look at it. Slip to the inside. Love it. Love it. Get the elbow. A lot of the times people are like, oh, no. When we're talking about release moves, when it comes to receivers and releases, go for the wrist. No, don't go. Yeah, the wrist, you're just going to slap that hand off. You get that elbow, you now control that DB. You now control how much force or torque he can put on this press. He knows all I have to do is beat this inside hand. I'm going inside, beat the inside hand. I'm not even worried about that left hand. So boom, gets the handoff, replaces. Now he's got this DB in an oh shoot feeling. This DB, he's powerless. Gets vertical on the stem. I'd like to see him run a little bit more. Take 3 hard steps after you beat that press to get past this receiver. Get past this DB. I'm thinking this is some sort of post route, because if this was a go route and you go inside, we want to widen back outside to stay away from the safety, to stay away from that hit. So I'm thinking maybe this is some sort of little slight post here where he's just going to stay skinny and try and split the difference between the DB and the safety. But if it was a go route, I would be critiquing the route a little bit more, wanting him to get back outside, stay away from the safety. But at the end of the day, came down with the football. Last but not least, 3 punt return touchdowns in his collegiate career. If the Giants can add a guy like this, let's say it takes him a little bit to get adjusted to being a receiver, a playmaker at receiver. You can get him going by putting him back there at punt return and saying, you know what, while you're trying to figure out what the routes and our conversions are here, let me make this easy for you and find space to get the football into your hands. This kid is going to be a playmaker no matter where he goes. And if he falls to the Giants at 37, or they even have to trade back up to go get him, it's going to make it will make sense for them if they do that. Touchdown, baby. That's teach tape with how this kid gets open. Like, you see how this kid has that elite short area separation, the position versatility that he would add to the Giants offense, and of course, the yak element of his game. This kid is what we receivers call yak God. So if Wan'Dale Robinson gets the bag somewhere else in free agency, the Concepcion could be that guy that come in and take over his role on day one. Matt Nagy could get creative with this kid. You can put him in the slot as a Z in motion. You can put him in stacks and bunches, and that's going to create mismatches. You're going to allow Jackson Dart to have an underneath target or underneath weapon with big play capability. But here's the thing. The 19 drops in his college career is an absolute red flag to me, and it just doesn't sit right with me. He lets the ball get onto his body too much. He is what we call a body catcher during his college career, and that's not going to work out in the league. Everyone agrees that this kid is one of the most dynamic and explosive playmakers when he steps on the football field. But those concentration drops, those are the risks to the reward. He's a scheme fit that can be a plug-and-play guy, and he adds that big play, catch-and-run element to any offense or special teams. Now, I don't think there's any way in heck that the Giants are going to take him 5th overall, but he's another guy, just like Washington Huskies receiver Denzel Boston, that I can see the Giants trading back into the 1st round to grab, or maybe they pray that he falls to them at 37. The conception of drafting Concepcion is a risk with the drops, but the big play is the reward.